Oh man, what's up, y'all? What's up? We back at it again. I like to come in and do my little sit down. Once again, I work a real job. Hey, but what's up? That's Square Sportsman podcast doing it big. NFL Week 2 reactions, and then of course NFL Week 3 predictions. College football too as well. We're gonna be involved with a lot today, man. A lot to talk about. First things first. Also today there was a trade with Cam Akers going to, I believe it was. Oh, 1 second, I can find out. But while we're looking for that, I just want to say, guys, do some house cleaning. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Share with your friends too, man. Please. I mean, I'm all for it, dude. I'm big on talking football with friends. Let me know what it is, and we can get into it. We can dive into it and talk bad, crazy about it all day, every day. You know what I'm saying, Vidal? Check this out though. So, Cam Akers is going to the Vikings. First things first. Week 2. On top of that, man. Devastating games, man. We talked about the Eagles Vikings game last week on my channel. I was a little bit of ahead, so then we waited. Obviously, I called Ravens over the Bengals. Ravens won. I actually called the Lions over the Seahawks. Seahawks won. Great game, by the way. Geno Smith. It's really looking like if I'm the Seahawks, I can actually kind of go and get another quarterback. I like Geno. He's a little bit older. Great bridge, but I think it's about that time to get another quarterback for the Seahawks. This is me personally speaking. Colts, Texans, of course, obviously you see the hat, you see my boys, and you see my other boys. But I knew we weren't going to beat the Colts, but I wanted us to, so obviously, I said, let's go Texans. But yeah, the Colts beat us. Anthony Richardson didn't finish the game. But my thoughts on that, I'll come back and circle back to that. Definitely circle back to that one. Bears, Bucks. I had the Bears winning. No, actually, no, I had the Bucks winning this game. I'm sorry. I had the Bucks winning this game. Bucks did what they needed to do. Jags, Chiefs. Of course, the Chiefs bounced back. Packers and the Falcons. I had the Packers actually beating the Falcons. The Falcons actually won. Bijan Robinson is the truth. And don't let nobody else tell you otherwise, okay? Raiders, Bills. I actually had the Raiders beating the Bills. What was I thinking after I watched the first 10 minutes of this game? Boy, was I wrong. Chargers, Titans. Look, I had the Chargers beating the Titans just because I don't like them. But, yeah. The Titans, man, they didn't play a great game. And the Chargers played an amazing game. We'll get into that, too, about these coaches of the Chargers. The Chargers coach. Rams, Niners. Niners, of course, won that. But I said don't be surprised if the Rams put up a fight, which they did. Giants, Cardinals. I had the Giants beating the Cardinals. I had the Cowboys beating the Jets. Commanders beating the Broncos. Of course, the Dolphins beating the Pats. I had the Saints beating the Panthers. And I had the Browns beating the Steelers. But the Steelers beat the Browns. All right, week 2 biggest recap. Right now, I really want to focus in on the injuries. Joe Burrow getting hurt, re-injuring that calf. I know it doesn't seem like it's a huge issue. For me, I'm really a firm believer in the fact that sit a player down, let him rest, get a full heal, especially if he's your franchise guy. There's no need for me to rush you back. What am I in a hurry for? You know what I mean? Like, to win Super Bowls? Yeah, that's great. You can't really win Super Bowls if you're hurt. So especially with the Bengals, they really haven't attacked the offensive line like I wanted them to. And hopefully in this draft, they grab something this year. There's a couple of guys in this draft that was doing this decent. They're looking all right in the NFL. They're not looking amazing, but at least some type of help. I mean, the outside receivers, and then eventually the Bengals are a young team. They're going to have to start getting paid. And I just see it now with Joe getting that major contract, big extension. I honestly believe that it's time to really go out and really rebuild this offensive line for the Bengals. They are too talented in the skill position. The defense can withhold a couple of games. I think it's time to help Joe Burrow out. And I know it's not a serious issue with the calf, but still, he needs his leg to throw the ball. You know what I mean? Next up, for me is the Colts and Texans game. I'm as a Texans fan, watching them draft C.J. Stroud over Anthony Richardson was a hard thing for me to watch. Yes, I think C.J. Stroud in the long term, and I'm seeing that now, is the better quarterback. Let me specify the difference between the two. Quarterback and Anthony Richardson is the better player. What I mean by that is AR, the superstar for the Colts, can do it all. He's got some poor accuracy, but at least they're trying with him. They're working with him. As opposed to C.J. Stroud, poor offensive line right now. We don't really know who's a designated receiver, but I'm liking Nico Collins. I like what he's becoming. But a lot of those points and those extra passing yards, all that is coming at garbage time. So really between the two quarterbacks, you're seeing a quarterback that's going to have to do everything and another quarterback that's waiting on everything to get in place. So long-term wise, and this is what I was really wanting from Anthony Richardson to be on the Texans was it's okay. Like AR can win you games by himself, which we've seen with the Colts, obviously this weekend where he put up 2 touchdowns. They both were rushing, and of course he had left the game with a concussion, but still for him to leave the game, and obviously they still win by 11. That shows you right there that the guy alone is talented enough to win the game by himself offensively, and the defense just holds up. So, I'm a big fan of that. We'll watch how this goes because they're in the same division, and I got to pretty much either realize, hey, we picked the wrong guy for the next 10 years, or, say, hey, it was a bad first round, but you know what? I'm kind of liking where this is going. Next up is the Bucs and Bears game. Surprised by both teams, really. The Bears more so because of the hype, right? We believed in them. They gave the Panthers their trade. They built up the team. They went and got DJ Moore. Darnell Mooney's coming back, and it's just one of those things where we expect Justin Fields to take this huge leap, and we're not seeing the leap yet. Also, with the same thing with, Baker Mayfield on the other side of the ball, we thought the Bucs. I had the Bucs at the bottom with the Cardinals and the Rams. Those are the 3 teams. It was the Bucs, Cardinals, and the Rams at the bottom of the barrel in the NFL, right there next to my Texans. And right now, I'm looking at these Bucs, and they don't look bad. They're not. They're just scrap, greedy football, and it's good to watch. You know what I mean? It's fun. It's entertaining. It's cool for everybody. But right now, the thing is with Justin Fields, is it time to really move on from Jay Fields after this season if the Bears don't turn it around? I know we're early in the season. I know it's 2 games. I just want to know, especially with the Bears coming up. I don't know who they're playing next. Hold on one second. Especially with the Bears playing the Chiefs next, they're looking at a potential 0-3 start of the season. And I don't know. For me, I think it's a lot of things that fall into factor. Maybe the fact that their defense is not that good. Their O-line could use some work. I thought these skill play receivers that they went out and got in the offseason was going to help them, and it's not showing up so far. So what do we do if we're Chicago? Like Chicago, to me, the last great player before I was even born was Walter Payton as an offensive player. That was it. That's the last great running back that you could have offensively for the Bears. So I think they need to go get a true, legit stud. I'm a firm believer in building inside out. So offensive line, I say get you a famous left tackle, right tackle, however you want to do it. But center, I just think that I love Justin Fields, but you throw a screen pass to the Bucs. You basically just throw a screen to the other team. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. You remember that segment off ESPN? Packers and the Falcons. Both teams played a great game. Falcons, for anything, you guys got a quarterback issue, but Desmond Ridder actually did not mess it up for y'all. He played somewhat subpar, not as amazing, but he did what he needed to do. He's more of a game manager guy, and I think as the season goes on, you guys got some gold right there. But if I were you, this is just me saying, if I'm a Falcons fan, why not go out, trade up a couple of picks in this draft, get Michael Penix or something like that, or Bo Nix? I'm just saying. They're right there. This is the loaded QB class. Just a thought. Just a thought, bro. Just a thought. Next up, we've got another game that I had on my plate is the Raiders and the Bills, and of course the Chargers and the Titans. I wanted to really dive into the Raiders and Bills game. I don't think it's working out with Josh McDaniels over there in Las Vegas. And I don't think the Bills are as good as they are showed and advertised in this game. I think the Raiders beat themselves and the Bills capitalized. Not going to hang too much onto it because I think this is a problem that's going to be seen out later on in the season. And just stick with me if you're a part of the show. If you feel me, you like that, comment as well. But we're going to talk about that one. Deep dive real quick with the Chargers and Titans. The Titans are ugly at quarterback play. They're ugly at quarterback play. I'm being real with you, man. This game shouldn't have went to overtime. The Chargers should have handled business. It's like every week the Chargers get close and they just lose. And I think it's time for the Chargers head coach to just, you're not playing Madden, bro. This is a real life game. And I think the Chargers head coach does not understand that. So I think it's time that, the 0-2 Chargers, they get rid of their coach. That team is way too talented. If I start naming them, just from the bottom up, right? Isaiah Spiller, Joshua Kelly, Austin Eckler. That's your running backs. 3 running backs that could probably go in the NFL and be a part of, just anybody's backfield right now in a committee. They got a whole committee for the Chargers at running back. We're not talking about the Mike Williams at receiver, Keenan Allen, Quentin Johnston. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got and Justin Herbert at quarterback. They should not. I understand them scoring. They're doing the scoring part, but they are not playing defense. And this is a defensive coach. That's the crazy thing about the Chargers, the defensive coach. You got to fire him. You've got to fire him and get somebody else in there. And this is good. I think for me, a great coach to come in for the Chargers right away would be, for me, I would really like Dan Quinn to come and take over the Chargers if he's leaving Dallas. I would like to see Dan Quinn with the Chargers. Just a thought. I don't see him leaving Dallas. I think eventually either McCarthy or him or whatever they're going to do, go switch up. But I think that Dan Quinn would be a perfect fit for the the Los Angeles Chargers. I think Dan Quinn would be perfect for that. Next up, Niners-Rams. Obviously, the Niners look great. They look good. Right now, the best team in the NFL is the Niners and the Cowboys. You can't tell the difference besides the red and the blue jerseys. You really can't. And I meant to mention these games right here. The Commanders and the Broncos. Are the Broncos as bad as they've played? Russell did have 3 touchdowns in this game. Well, of course, one of them was a Hail Mary, but hey, it counts for the stats, right? And the thing is, though, is it Russ? Is it Sean? Is it the defense? What's going on in Denver? I think the thing for me is that Sean Payton is a little out of touch with the offensive side of the ball for the Broncos, and I think that Russell Wilson is slowly letting his age catch up to him. It's true, it was Seattle, it was Pete Carroll, not Russ, and it's showing. And it's just not looking good for Russ right now. We let Russ cook last year, and it looked bad. This year, we finally got him a nice, some people can say, good Hall of Fame coach or one of the best offensive coordinators, and it's just not working. These shootouts as good as Tom Brady was, he wouldn't get in a shootout with Peyton Manning like that. He'd be more so, all right, let's control the ball, control the clock, like as a good quarterback should do, right? And that's the thing I think with Russ is he's got to learn, all right, we're not going out there, boom, throwing it 1,000 times, scrambling, running around. Like, those days are great, but hey, Russ, look, you got players. Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Mims, you got players, man. Like, for real, Russ, just throw them the ball and let them make the plays. Relax, Russ. You got young receivers who are willing to go out there and go crazy, man. It's just, I think that the Broncos are in the market now for a QB, and it's just, I don't want to see Russ not cook, but it's time for him to hang up that stuff and not cook anymore. Browns, Steelers, terrible loss for the Browns with Nick Chubb going down. This game really was up in the air all the way towards the end, really. Even with Nick Chubb going and they bring in Mr. Ford at running back, the Steelers, TJ Watt is just him. He is him. TJ Watt's him, y'all. Defensive player of the year this early, I'm okay with that, if you guys want to call it that. I mean, this guy's a problem. These are things that I kind of think about with the Browns. Deshaun Watson got paid all that money. I think it's time for him to step it up for real. Next week, they really got to go out. They really need to execute. They really need to play their best. And this is a good game for them, too, because they play in Tennessee. So they should take care of business, and Deshaun Watson should be on track to be that quarterback that he got paid to be. Also, I am a Texans fan, so Cleveland, I kind of want you to keep losing so we can regain our draft picks back that we gave to Arizona because I don't know what we were thinking. Anyways, right? So let's go ahead and chip in. I must say that week 2, as we talk about it, and it comes to an official close as today on this beautiful Thursday, and we get to week 3. Running backs are an issue. Saquon Barkley goes down in the Arizona game, and that's not really cool because he was one of those guys fighting for it. So now the running back market, is it really worth it now? Are we paying running backs? Are we doing that? Are we distributing that money to the RB? I still believe in the running back because I believe in controlling the clock. I think that the NFL might be saying, hey, what's good with having about 3 or 4 guys, and want to play running back? It's really a tricky and slippery slope. I don't really know for them, but for me, I like my running backs, man. I like my King Henrys. I like my Barkleys when he's healthy. I like my Josh Jacobs. I like my McCaffreys, you know what I mean? I like my Nick Chubb. But just seeing these guys go down this week, Chubb and Barkley, it really shows you, right, like, did the offense change that much? You know what I mean? Especially in the Giants game, he went down towards the end, so it really couldn't show too much of that. But in the Browns game, it didn't look like it was getting any better or any worse for him. It was right in the middle. We're going to dive into week 3 predictions starting tomorrow night's game. Giants, Niners. All right, y'all. The Giants got embarrassed week 1. They barely pulled out against Arizona in week 2. And San Fran going to beat that. They going to beat the heck out of them boys on week 3, Thursday night. If you got any point spread, believe it or not, I have this theory that on Thursday night games, they have this thing where they just make these games seem more exciting than they already are. And we all know it's a clear-cut blowout for the Niners, for the Giants. But for some reason, I think the Niners are going to go out and they're going to struggle a little bit. And I think that the Giants are going to give them their best shot. But with if Barkley plays, I don't know if he's 100%. If Barkley's going to play, pretty much that's it. Containing the box, they'll be all right. Bosa and the boys are going to have a good time getting to Daniel Jones. I don't see it. If you're going to call out a score, maybe 24-3, maybe 10-30-31, something like that. I can't really see the Giants putting up a lot of offensive points. Next up, Falcons-Lions. The Falcons are coming in red hot, smoking. You know what I mean? And the Lions losing to the Seattle Seahawks, that's pretty scary for them, coming off of a tough loss in OT. But they're both dome teams, so it doesn't really change much there. However, I think the Falcons have a better running game. All right, Atlanta, I got a Braves jersey on, so I'm going to go for y'all. I'm going to go with Atlanta this week. I think really Desmond Ridder has his coming out party this day against Jared Goff. If you're playing FanDuel, why not? Go ahead, load up and get him. Drake London and him connected. Pitts is going to get some touches. Bijan's going to be all right in the backfield. I can see Atlanta winning against them. Chargers, Vikings. 2 teams that are both 0-2. 2 teams that have coaching problems to me. Yes, because I think the head coach for the Vikings doesn't know what he's doing. And Kirk Cousins, it's time for them to be in the market for the quarterback as well. So I think the Chargers, one of them has to win this game. And I think it's going to be high scoring. I think I'm going to give it to the Chargers. I think the Chargers head coach is more on the hot seat than the Vikings. So I think the Chargers go out and win this game in Minnesota. Yeah, Chargers over them in Minnesota. Saints, Packers. Give me the Packers against the Saints. Texans, Jags. Jags should blow us out. And we'll start off 0-3. I want to be wrong, but I'm going to be real with you, man. I don't see us beating the Jags. Dolphins, Broncos. Give me the Fins. They look unstoppable right now with Tyreek Hill, best receiver in the league. Browns, Titans. Give me Cleveland. I think Deshaun Watson bounced back in this game. Bills, Commanders. Give me the Commanders over the Bills. I think because the Commanders have a good defensive line and will keep Josh Allen on the go. Colts, Ravens. Give me the Ravens over the Colts. I can't really tell if my boy Anthony Richardson is going to be playing or not. Bills, Jets. Jets, Patriots. Pats win this one. Actually, Mac Jones might be a guy you want to start too. On top of that, Cowboys, Cardinals, massacre. Cowboys should win that game. Steelers, Raiders. I believe that the Raiders win that game against the Steelers in Paradise, not in Las Vegas. They'll beat them there. Bucks, Eagles. Surprise game of the week. This is it right here. I'm taking the Bucks over the Eagles. I could be dead wrong. In the comments, please fire me up, roast me, whatever you want to do. But I think Baker Mayfield goes out there and lights them up, especially in Tampa on a Monday night. And then Rams versus the Bengals. I think the Rams beat the Bengals. The Bengals go 0-3, and Aaron Donald is a field day against Joe Burrow. And that is what I'm feeling like for week 3 in the NFL. I'm going to hop over to college real quick and see what we got going on here. This should be week 3. Week 3. The games start on Friday for them. For the FBS. No, actually, it's week 4. I'm sorry, week 4. Week 4, we got Rutgers at Michigan. Michigan should win. Cincinnati at Oklahoma at Cincinnati. I wouldn't be surprised if Cincinnati wins that against Oklahoma. But I do have Oklahoma winning, but I wouldn't be surprised. Florida State, Clemson. Clemson should be... Actually, no. Clemson's not ranked anymore. Uh-oh. Pump the brakes, huh? They say Florida State could be good, but they struggled hard with Boston College last week, Florida State. I wouldn't be surprised if Clemson beats Florida State and they're playing at Clemson. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Miami Temple, give me Miami. Colorado, Oregon, oh man, 3:30. Let me tell y'all something, man. This is gonna be, that's gonna be fun to watch. I tell you what, my boy. And then you got Ole Miss at Alabama. These two games are going to be fun. They're both coming up at the same time. That's going to be great, especially with Alabama's new look at quarterback. They struggle with South Florida. Although, to be honest with you, it was a rainy game, and Ole Miss played a Georgia Tech team. It was a pretty good warm-up game until they get the SEC play, I guess. And Colorado with that amazing shootout with Jay Norvell and Dion going back and forth, coach to coach. Shador's for real, bro. Shador's for real, man. It's crazy. Oregon, though, Bo Nix and them, they played, Southern Utah or something like that, and then they struggled with Texas Tech, and they barely win. I think Colorado loses their first game, but I see Colorado going all out. I see Colorado going all out in this game, trick plays and all. No Travis Hunter, too, by the way, too, on top of that. But I think Colorado, Cinderella finally breaks her glass slipper, and Oregon wins. I think Ole Miss has the potential to upset Alabama. I think that's great. It's terrible for SEC play, but I think Ole Miss upsets Alabama at Tuscaloosa. Duke, Kentucky. Duke wins. Not basketball. This is football. UCLA, Utah. I got UCLA beating Utah. Tennessee, they win. Florida, they win. Arkansas, LSU. Arkansas versus LSU. This is an early matchup. Usually play at the end of the year. LSU should win this game. Daniel should have a good game. Oregon State versus Washington State. This should be a shootout. And shout out to Bro Schmo. That's my boy. I like Wart to outplay Ukulele. I think I said that boy's name wrong, but I think he's going to outplay DJ for Oregon State. Washington upsets them at Pullman. Baylor, Texas, Iowa. Oh, Texas wins over Baylor. I'm sorry. Iowa at Penn State. Penn State should beat Iowa. Notre Dame at Ohio State at Notre Dame. This is interesting. And it's a late night game. I think Ohio State beats Notre Dame. Notre Dame, interestingly enough, is very, very. They're just overrated to me. I don't see why people like Notre Dame. So yeah, we're just gonna go with Ohio State, just for me personally. The good old University of Alabama Birmingham against UGA. Yeah, UGA should crucify them. North Carolina versus Pitt. Don't be surprised if Pitt beats North Carolina because Drake May is not playing good. Shenanigans. Oh my goodness. Cal, Washington. I got Washington. USC, Arizona State. Yeah, USC should beat Arizona State. All right, real quick, guys. First things first, I just want to say shout out to all of you that do watch the channel. I will be coming back. I'll be putting on my shorts, my FanDuel list for week 3. I'll put it up for you guys and tell you why I'm going, what I'm going with. And next up on top of that too as well, guys, just follow me. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll do some mock drafts too as well for each team. Just shout me out, let me know what you want to see and what you don't want to see. Of course, I'm gonna do my boys first. You know what I'm saying? My boys. Do them first. And A&M should win against whoever. We play Arkansas next week, so I'm ready for that game. But signing off here, man, letting you guys know. Take the spreads if you're gonna take some spreads in this week's games. Points, Falcons, Lions. Points, Dolphins, Broncos. Points, Patriots, Jets. Those are my lines right there. And when it comes to college, like I said, Oregon, Colorado, take that one. Washington, Washington State. These are all points, by the way, not win, losses, or money line. Take those two. You could throw that Clemson, Florida State game in there. Don't touch the Alabama Ole Miss game. That's a lot of unknown right there. I really Laney versus Saban. That's a lot of unknown there. But I do have Ole Miss winning this game. I like Jackson Dart a lot. And Alabama, only reason why they're going to lose is because they don't know who their quarterback is right now. And it just didn't look like it was really a sold win when they played Southern Florida. But anyways, guys, hey, y'all take it easy. Week 3, let's get it started. Let's have some fun. I'm going to walk up and cut this thing off. Y'all take care.